Testing, testing, testing. Yes, this is Russ. I talked about possibly doing a live session tonight, and here we are. We're kicking off. This is going to be a little bit different scenario tonight than our Tuesday nights. This session is more related to our sister organization called Search for Heaven. And I'm going to give you a quick little history on how that all kind of came together. It was about 2012. It was 2012 when I did the first paranormal investigation. And it was something new to me. I had been experiencing paranormal for a long time, but it was the first time I had gone investigating, 2012. And to be honest, we did this for quite a while, and I started feeling like, there's another side to these investigations. And that's helping people. And yes, we were kind of helping those of the living, but I'm like, well, hey, maybe we should be helping the deceased too, if that's a possibility. But I had a lot to learn. Hello, Lori. And about 2017, it was. I don't know why I keep saying about. That's crazy me to keep saying about. But anyway, hello, Tammy. In 2017, Mark and I got together, and we did our first crossover of spirits at an investigation we were at, and it was changing. It was changing who we were as a team. And it wasn't long after that we started referring to ourselves as a Christian team, a Christian paranormal investigation team. I would say by 2019 that identity was there, and we really started getting busy. 2020, 2021, we were in well over 60, probably 70 homes and businesses, clearing bad energies out of these places and helping spirits cross over. And these places, after the fact, became nice and quiet and all was well. But that's when I really thought, I can sense on a regular basis that things have changed in me. And it was probably around... Why do I keep doing that? What is with that word around? I'm going to erase that from my vocabulary. 2018, I started receiving messages that I could not explain. I called them as messages from the divine. And they started coming on a regular basis. No doubt about it. And I kind of held on to that. I had to learn the process. I had to learn this over a couple of years as I started receiving more what I call divine messages and trying to understand where they were coming from. But I knew for an absolute fact that some of these messages were coming from Jesus Christ. Hello, John. Hello, Tim. Hello, Paul. So I start realizing that some of these messages I'm receiving are indeed from the Holy Trinity. And that again, it was another step. I just kept taking these steps and things were changing in my life. And next thing you know, here we're at 2022, and I've grown leaps and bounds as a Christian. I can't even say when 2017 was there, I don't even know if I would have called myself a Christian. I don't know. But 2022 I do, and that has changed my life a lot. And that leads me to the 3 stories I'm here to tell you tonight. These are 3 experiences, and I'll call them rare. When I have a visit from Jesus Christ, this is a rare event, and this is a special event. And I'm going to tell you about 3 of those stories right now. The first one I'm going to tell you about, here I am. It's in the middle of the night. And I get up. I'm getting a little bit older. So I got to get up. I get up and I go to the bathroom and I come back to the bed and I'm laying there. I'm just kind of looking across the bed. And suddenly I see this, it's kind of like a white plaster figurine. It's a porcelain statue. And I'm looking at it and it's just kind of there. Takes me a while to focus it. I don't realize, am I dreaming? Am I awake? I felt like I was still awake. But anyway, there's this figurine. And after looking at it for a bit, I'm like, that's Jesus. That's Jesus in that figurine. And he's standing in the middle of my bed. He's about 14 inches tall. It ain't that big. And I'm focusing on it. I mean, because it's, it's kind of dark out, but I see it. And he's dressed in what I called perhaps like a tunic, which was popular for the day, and robes. So it was like multiple robes that were around him. His hands were to his sides. It was kind of unbelievable to me. There he was right there. And as I was laying there, he starts moving towards me. But as he moves towards me, the head of Jesus, so to speak, that at 1 minute is nothing but a porcelain statue, suddenly becomes real. And he comes and he puts his head right up against mine. And we're just like we're having a moment, forehead to forehead. And then he slides his head around to my side. And he whispers into my ear, "There is so much to do." And, I'm taking a breath. There's no words for when you receive a visit from Jesus. It's words that are beyond our language. It's a supernatural event that can't really be explained. And so he whispers that into my ear. There is so much to do. And I'm soaking in what I feel is his love. And suddenly the moment changes. I felt something on my arms. I'm like, what is that? And I get up on my elbows in bed. And I'm looking and I see these large black ants. And there's crawling on my arms. And there's getting to be so many ants that I jump out of bed, And I jump out of bed and I'm standing there and I can feel the ants on my elbow. And they're just nasty. And I'm rubbing my elbow, my arm on the wall, trying to get these black ants off me. And finally, I'm like, I can't take this. But I know I have tools to handle it. So I'm standing there and I say, God, help me. Help me with this. I don't know what's attacking me here, but I need help. Instantly, all those ants were gone. Every last one. There wasn't an ant around. And I looked to the bed right away, and the figurine of Jesus is no longer there. The ants had gotten in there and messed up with my conversation. And it ain't the first time that I had the same thing happen with flies one time. And that was in a dream. But when I called for God's help, he was there like that. And that's, I get one of the main points about this whole story is that, when you call out to God and you mean it with all your emotion and you know what you want, things happen. And the next thing I know, I'm laying in bed. Apparently I had never gotten out of bed. Maybe I was dreaming. I look across the space. Jesus is gone. I'm like, was that a dream? But you know what? I found that Jesus comes in dreams. You know, he may come to people in a lot of different ways. Hello, Chris and Natalie. Jesus comes in a lot of different ways, but he does indeed come in dreams. There's no doubt in my mind that Jesus can come to us in a dream. And they're like, how do you know it was Jesus? How do I know? Supernaturally, when you come into contact with Jesus Christ, you just know. It just is there. It's your knowledge. The knowledge is in your head. So that's kind of the first story I'm going to talk about. And it's really kind of a fun story. The next one is not quite as fun. The next story is, again, I'm in bed. You know, obviously I'm in bed. I'm having a dream of sorts. This is me full in a dream. There's no doubt about it. Hello, Pam. Full in a dream. And a very dark energy. I don't mean to frighten people by any means or ways, but it's a demon energy. And it has drugged me out of my environment into this abandoned shed out in the middle of who knows where, because I don't have any idea where I am. But I just immediately assume that I'm in what we call the demon's den. And the walls and the roof, you know, it's missing boards, and the moonlight is shining through. But there is an incredible feeling of hopelessness, an incredible feeling of anticipation that something's about to happen. And I don't know what, but something is about to happen. And I realize I need to take care of business here. I can't stay in this darkness that they had brought me to while I was unconscious and asleep. And immediately, I start talking to Jesus. And I don't, actually, you know, I wasn't really talking to Jesus. I was telling whatever nasty thing was in that shed. I just kept telling it over and over. My love belongs to Jesus. Yes, it does. You have no place in my life. My love belongs to Jesus. And I repeated that about 7 times. And again, whew, like a big hand goes through, all that energy is completely gone. And I feel the instant change. And I'm taking this deep breath. And that's when I look up, because the moon just suddenly seems really bright. And I look up and I can see through the cracks of the old roof that, you know, all dilapidated. And lo and behold, there's the face of Jesus Christ. And he looking down at me, just big as can be. He looking down through the cracks in that rooftop. And he said, we took care of business. He didn't say that, but he did. And boom, I said thank you. And the minute I said thank you, I was back in bed. And that's the second one. And now for the final one. And the final one is about as long as the second one. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Travis. Some of you, if you came a little later, this is going to be on Facebook and eventually will be on YouTube. And gosh golly, if you guys like this kind of stuff, please let me know by hitting a like button, a subscribe button on YouTube. You know, let me know if you like this kind of material. I will gladly make many more of these types of videos. There ain't no doubt about it. Number 3, I'm having this incredible dream with Jesus. He appears. Again, he's got the tunic on and the robes, and it's layered. And he walks up to me and he gives me this hug. And it's so warm and so personal. and so filled with love. And I'm bubbling like a baby. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. This is amazing that you're here right now. I am absolutely overwhelmed. And again, I don't even have the proper words to say at how you feel when Jesus is in your presence. So I'm just kind of babbling. But anyway, so we're there. He gives me this hug, and I'm talking to him. And we turn, and we start walking. Nothing, I don't even remember if anything was there. Also, I remember Jesus, me, walking away. So I'm looking at our backs, as if I'm seeing myself. I'm seeing my soul, my spirit, walking down this invisible road with Jesus. And we're talking. But the problem is, he was walking away, and I didn't keep up. I'm not hearing everything that's being said. I'm like, suddenly I realized that, am I missing out on the message? What's the message? And strangely enough, that's kind of where the little walk ended. But the message didn't. The message came back through. And I didn't hear any words, but the message was very clear. He said, continue to share the message that He, Jesus Christ, is the way and the truth. And I recognize that. That's a Bible verse. I knew it right there and then. I didn't have to look it up. I didn't know exactly which one it was. But I knew it was a Bible verse, but I knew that was His message to me. Keep sharing Jesus Christ with people. And that's what I'm doing tonight. That's why I'm sitting here right now. I'm sharing the word of Jesus Christ, that He is the way and the truth. And the synchronicity of it is that I go to church the next day, and I'm sitting in the pew there, and the gospel is being read, and the homily. I go to a number of different churches. Hello, James and Joe. And while I'm sitting in church, guess what the message of the day is? John 14, verse 6. I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And that's my story. That's my story. That's the 3 stories all put together. I hope you like this type of stuff. I tell you, like I say, if you like to hear more, absolutely let me know. And I will share many more of these messages. But this is one of my truly favorites. Thank you for taking your time tonight. It really didn't take that long. 19 minutes. Not too long of a video. This video will be available on Facebook and within 24 hours on YouTube. So if you want to share it with others, watch it again, see it from the beginning, that's great. A lot of things going on in the world. No doubt about it. Is that why Jesus is sending out more messages, making more appearances? Maybe. We wish the best for everybody, no matter where they're at, no matter what country. You're sitting at home here, we're safe. We still need blessings. Because that darkness is around, it's everywhere. Not just in one spot. Not just in overseas somewhere. The darkness is right here every day. We're all dealing with the same thing. Blessings to you all. Blessings to each and every one of you. All right, good night, everybody.